Today I'm going to take you on a tour of Canton, Georgia. If you are thinking of moving here or living here, or maybe you already live here, I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you where everything is at. Okay, I got Google Maps brought up here, and right away, this is Canton, Georgia. This is a lie, however. Canton, Georgia is actually going to be a little bit bigger than this. This is the legal city limits, but everything kind of out here down to here is going to have a Canton address. So it's a little bit bigger than you think. And the thing that's interesting about all of these towns in and around Atlanta is that they all touch one another. There's really no boundaries necessarily. If you're not aware, you may not know that you're entering one and leaving another. So contrast that with Texas, for example, where you could be driving down the interstate for miles and there's just land, and then you see the next town way off in the distance. It's not like that around here at all. Marietta moves right into Woodstock, moves right into Canton, and you're probably not even going to see a sign designating the two in between each other. Now, if we zoom out, Atlanta is down here. And then coming up from Atlanta is a bunch of different interstates. We're going to focus on this one right here. This is I-75. And if you're on the East Coast, you're probably pretty familiar with I-75. It's going up from Atlanta all the way up to Michigan the whole way. And then branching off from 75 is this guy right here, 575. And this is really the whole reason Woodstock and Canton exist, is this little interstate. It's not really interstate, it's just a major highway, and it stops right about here, turns into 515. It's going to have traffic lights again, and it's just going to go into Jasper and LJ and some of the North Georgia mountain towns. But this is the reason that these two towns developed, of Canton and Woodstock. Now, let's focus in on Canton for a second. There are 5 major exits when it comes to Canton. We're going to have, down here is our southernmost one. This is exit 11. And then we have here exit 14. And then up here is exit 16A and 16B. Exit 19, and then right here, exit 20. Goes a little bit further north, but these are the exits that you're going to be dealing with off of the highway. We'll go through each one of those. So let's go back to our circle here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start here at this southernmost border. We'll come east, and then what we're going to do is we're going to snake back and forth going north this way, and I'll show you where all the major things are. All right, so down at the southernmost border here, we have our first exit. This is exit 11, and this is Sixes Road. Now, right here off of exit 11, there's a lot of major development going on over here. So if I zoom in, right here off of exit 11, we have Home Depot, One Life, there is a Kroger over here. There's a lot of restaurants in development in this area right here. Now, along Sixes Road, there is a lot of neighborhoods. And so if you live in this area, you're probably using this as your major shopping hub. And there's also another one right over here towards the, delete that, right over here towards the intersection of Sixes and Bell's Ferry. There's a little Publix shopping center right here in this area. And also right here is our first major neighborhood. This is Bridgemill, and this neighborhood is absolutely huge. Let me see here. I believe it goes all the way over here. It's enormous. It's very popular. It's got amazing amenities. It's got a golf course. Right here is where you enter the neighborhood, and you can either go left or right. If you go right, this is the golf course side of the neighborhood, and then left, there's also some beautiful homes over here. And what's interesting about Bridgemill is that it has tons of different housing. There are cottages, townhomes, there's $1 million homes, and everything in between. So it's a really, really popular neighborhood, and it's gigantic. Now, also along Sixes Road, I zoom out a little bit, we have Blankets Creek here. This is an incredible mountain biking park here. Lots of great trails. It's very popular. I hear it's one of the best in Southeast. I'm not a mountain biker myself, but I hear it is fantastic. The other thing I want to point out on Sixes Road is the Cherokee Aquatic Center, which is right down here. And this place is incredible. It's like your own little water park. There's a lazy river. There's lots of really good slides. There's a little splash, multi-level playground area. There's a zero entry pool. It's really cool. We go there all the time in the summer. So if you're here, you definitely need to check that out. Now let's zoom back out again. So we're right here at exit 11. We just talked about Sixes Road. Let's continue our journey over this way. So I guess the next road I'm going to talk about is right here. This is East Cherokee Drive. Now, right here where East Cherokee Drive starts, this is Woodstock. As it climbs up here, somewhere around this area, and again, all these areas touch, so I'm not really sure where it is, it's going to cross over into Canton. This brings us to our next major neighborhood. This is Bradshaw Farms, another golf course community, another very big neighborhood. Now, on the south side of this is definitely going to be Woodstock. But as it gets to the north side of the neighborhood, it's going to have more Canton addresses. Now, let's keep traveling up East Cherokee Drive. And right here is another major shopping section where East Cherokee Drive meets 140 or Hickory Flat Highway. If I zoom in here, you're going to see the Kroger Shopping Center over here, the Publix Shopping Center over here. There's tons of restaurants, banks. This is where a lot of development is. And so if you live anywhere in this area off of 140 or off of East Cherokee, maybe in this little Union Hill area, this is where a lot of your activity is going to be. Now let's continue snaking our way back over west. Right here at that intersection, so we were just at East Cherokee and Hickory Flat Highway or 140. This is Hickory Road. Right here is Hickory Flat Elementary School and Dean Rusk Middle School, two of the best schools in the county. It's going to be right here, and then you can't see it right now, but directly next to Hickory Flat is Dean Rusk Middle School. And then right behind it is Sequoia High School. Now, these three are, in my opinion, the best zoned schools in the county. So as you zoom out here, I personally believe that this is some of the best living in the county because you're going to be zoned for these schools right here. Sequoia is probably number 2 or number 3 high school in the county, but Dean Rusk and Hickory Flat are the number 1 elementary school and the number 1 middle school in the county. So this is a great area to be in, a great area to live, including all of the shopping over here. Let's continue west on Hickory Road. As we move over, we get to the top side of Bradshaw Farms, which we were talking about, and we get to the south side of our next major neighborhood. This is Harmony on the Lakes. Oh my gosh, another absolutely enormous neighborhood and very popular. Again, just like Bridge Mill that we talked about, there is tons of different housing in here. So whether you need to be in the 300s or 400s or in the 800s, they're going to have it here for you. Right in the middle is Bradshaw Lake, really nice feature, and there's some other smaller lakes throughout the neighborhood as well. But it's really pretty, very popular, very large, ton of people living here. And right next to that, as we move along Hickory Road, is this park. Tons of great parks in Cherokee County. J.B. Owens Park, and all the parks are fantastic. This one included. There's a great playground, paved walking path. There's a big flat green space in the middle, and then there's a shaded trail that leads over into a creek and some little hiking paths throughout the woods. And so I just love that. I'm at that park, at least once a week, if not twice. Moving right along Hickory Road. Okay, Holly Springs, we got to talk about that. So Holly Springs is technically a city in and of itself. So I'm going to zoom out here real quick. Let's draw our Canton circle again. Holly Springs is a tiny little city within Canton. So pro tip for you, if you're looking for a home in Canton, make sure you put in the city of Holly Springs as well, because you're going to be missing this whole little area here if you do not. There's really nothing to it. If you live in Holly Springs, in my opinion, you really kind of live in Canton, but the Holly Springs diehards will probably disagree with me, but it is absolutely tiny, and if you're thinking about Canton, you have to consider Holly Springs as well. Now, right around here brings us to our next major exit. This is exit 14 off of 75 in our next major shopping center. There is a Walmart Supercenter here. There's tons of development all throughout here, and there's a lot of neighborhoods surrounding this. So this is another really popular area to live in around exit 14. Lots of shopping, lots of restaurants, lots of everything you need right around here. And then on this furthest west side, let's talk about this road here. This is Bell's Ferry. So this is where we started our journey, Bell's Ferry and Sixes Road. This is that Bridge Mill neighborhood that we were talking about. Bell's Ferry Road is a major road that's taking you north and south. So if I zoom out a little bit, so if you can see, we're right here, and it's going to snake down into Woodstock, and it's going to keep going down into Marietta and Kennesaw, and it's just absolutely enormous. It's another major road. If you're traveling north and south between all the cities, you're probably getting on Bell's Ferry if you're not getting on 575. So another road just to point out to you here. Let's snake back over to the west side. Okay, in this area here, so this is an older area, and there's just not a lot going on here. But this does bring us to our next major road, Highway 20. Let's clear all this out for just a second. So as we climb up Bell's Ferry, we hit Univiter, it turns into Butterworth, and then it hits Highway 20. Brings us to our next major neighborhood here. This is River Green. This is a really beautiful neighborhood, some really beautiful homes. Again, one of the much larger neighborhoods. And there's a number of these in Canton. We've talked about some of them. We had Bridge Mill over here. We had Bradshaw Farms. We talked about Harmony on the Lakes. Now we're up here talking about River Green. Up here is Town Mill. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Over here is Woodmont Golf and Country Club. That's another really big one. But those are your big, major neighborhoods. Everything else is going to be a little bit more normal of a size, maybe 100 homes, 200, 300. These we're talking about like 1,000 homes, 3,000 homes, 5,000 homes in there. So I always want to make sure I point those out. And they're going to have incredible amenities, like resort level amenities that some of these other neighborhoods just aren't going to have. So when we get there, I want to make sure that I point those out. Okay, so we were over here at River Green, and we're talking about Highway 20. Highway 20 is a major road if you're going east and west. So again, let me zoom out here for a second. If we're going east over from Canton, we're taking Highway 20. Right around here is going to be White, Georgia, and then that'll take us all the way over here into Cartersville. which is a nice little town. And then if you keep taking it east around here, it's going to split off into Cumming. I don't know where the line is, but right around here, you're going to move from Canton, and you're all of a sudden going to have Cumming addresses. So that's another major road that's going to take you east and west, as opposed to some of these north and south roads that we've been talking about. All right, let's get back to, we were over at River Green. Let's go back east, and that brings us to our next exit off the interstate. This is exit 16. We have 16A and 16B. You can see there's a lot going on over here. All right, that brings us to Highway 140. This is a major road that'll take you down into Alpharetta and Roswell. So let's zoom out just a little bit so you see. That's going to take you all the way down here into Milton, Alpharetta, even Roswell. So from, maybe this area down to Alpharetta, maybe 20 minutes, because this road will get you there pretty darn quick. Now, you may recognize this road because we first saw it over here where it met East Cherokee. Now we're on the north side of it, and this brings you to the north side of Harmony on the Lakes, and it'll take you down into this shopping center over here. In between all of that is just going to be a bunch of neighborhoods. Now, continuing over west, this is what I call no man's land all through here. So we have 575, we have 140. East Cherokee is where we started. That's going to take us all the way up through here. And so if you're going anywhere in Cherokee County, more than likely you'll get on East Cherokee Drive at some point. But over here in this area, as we get west of 140, south of 20, there's just not a lot over here. There's a ton of neighborhoods. Woodmont is over here. We talked about that for just a hot second. But other than that, as far as shopping is concerned, as far as restaurants are concerned, this is your shopping center. This is your shopping center. This is your shopping center. There's another one up here. But as far as over here is concerned, there's not a lot going on. There is talks of a public shopping center going up, maybe over towards the Cumming area here. But other than that, there's just really not a lot going on over in this area over here. Now, this is going to be the Creekview School District. So that's going to be here. That's right next to Woodmont Golf and Country Club. Let's start with Woodmont, our next major neighborhood here. It's absolutely beautiful, higher end homes built all around a golf course. But again, there's just not a lot going on in that area. And in the middle of all of that is Creekview High School. I think greatschools.org is going to consider this number 1. Niche.com is going to put this at number 2 or 4, I believe. I can't remember which one. But it's a very, very good high school. My only beef with it is that it's just in the middle of nowhere. So if you live anywhere around here in this no man's land, you're going to be zoned for that Creekview High School. And then we get to the top on the other side of 20. So 20 comes over here, and then it actually connects through 575 and picks itself back up going this way. Now let's creep back over to the east side as we snake our way. So we had Creekview High School. Now we have Cherokee Veterans Park, another one of our amazing parks in Cherokee County. This is great. I love the Christmas lights that they put up here. We go there every year. It's about like a half-hour drive just to get through all the different Christmas lights. There's a great playground. There's a rec complex. There's a football field, paved walking paths. This is a great place to go. All of the parks are great in Cherokee County, actually. Let's keep going west. Down 20, there's some neighborhoods along here. And then that brings us to our next exit. This is exit 19 off of 575. And right here is Cherokee Marketplace. This has got a lot going on here. So 2 different sides of this, one kind of large shopping center. Over here on the east side, we have our Target, Kohl's, and Lowe's. And then a ton of restaurants. We just got a crumble cookie over here, so bonus for us. And then on the other side of the street, we have Dick's. There was a Bed Bath & Beyond. That's now a Burlington coat factory, so that's a bummer. There's a Books A Million over here. Best Buy's right here. Lots of restaurants all up in here. This is a super cool place. I mean, I'm going here all the time. My wife's going to Target all the time. And then north of this, I believe there's a Hobby Lobby over here, Home Goods. There's a My Pizza. No, what's it called? Mod Pizza. One of those pizza places. You know what I'm talking about. This is a really, really great shopping area. And then when we talk about 140 and all of this, this is connected through Northside Cherokee Drive. So if you live in Harmony on the Lakes, for example, to get up to Cherokee Marketplace, that's got to be like 7-minute drive. So you got really good access. As opposed to over here in no man's land, you've got to cut across and then go up, or you've got to go up to 20 and then cut across. So you're going to add 5 to 10 minutes to your drive just because these are not as major roads as some of these other ones over here. All right, speaking of Northside Cherokee Drive, right here in the middle of Northside Cherokee Drive is the hospital. And this is a major hospital. This is taking care of pretty much most of Cherokee County and, mostly Canton. There are some other smaller hospitals in the Woodstock area, but if you got something going on, that's probably where you're going, into the Northside Cherokee Hospital right there. Beautiful place. All right, moving further west, we bring ourselves to downtown Canton right here. It's not terribly big, it's not downtown Atlanta or anything. It's basically two little roads here. We have one side of the street, we have the other side of the street, we have this little gazebo right in the center here. This is Brown Park. There's a little playground. It's not that big, but there's a little bit of green space there. And then all throughout here is some really nice restaurants. I love Local on North. Queenie's is fantastic. We just went there recently for a date night. It's a great little place to be. It can be a little sleepy, but they filmed the Hawkeye series on Disney Plus here. It's really cute. And then right next to that is the Mill on Etowah. This is probably the coolest place to hang out in Canton. They've turned this industrial complex into restaurants, shopping, event space. It's right along Etowah River right here, which is our major river in Cherokee County. It goes all the way through here and dumps into Lake Allatoona. But it is an absolutely great spot to hang out. It's got Reformation Brewery, Gecko Kitchen, which is like a poke place, Atomic Biscuits, it's here, is a great breakfast place. What else is there? Nava Taqueria, Magnolia Garden, I think, is the Italian place there. The Jones General Store, Cotton Mill Exchange. It's got all these booths where local vendors sell their handcrafted items. That's really cool. It's got this great green space with a stage. They put on local concerts there all the time. It is super, super fun. You've got to go check it out. And then right behind that is our next high school. We have Cherokee High School right here. Now, Cherokee has got a reputation of being the worst high school in Cherokee County. And I don't know if I disagree. Greatschools.org and niche.com are both going to rank it the lowest in Cherokee County. It does have the lowest graduation rate. That being said, everybody I talk to that has a student in Cherokee High School loves Cherokee High School. So take everything you hear with a grain of salt. And they're getting a brand new facility. So this is the largest school out of all the 6 Cherokee high schools, and they're building a brand new one. Right over here is going to be the new location of Cherokee High School. So Whether that influx of cash is going to affect everyone's performance and everyone's perception of Cherokee High School is yet to be determined, but they're getting a brand new facility. I think it's supposed to be ready in 2025, and that construction is going on right now. We'll get to that section in just a little bit. So we're over here. We were just checking out Cherokee High School. Okay. Moving up north, let's snake our way back over to the west side. This is Marietta Highway, which turns into Riverstone Parkway. And I'm going to go back over this way real quick because this brings us to our final exit off of 575. This is exit 20, Riverstone Parkway. And this has got a lot going on. Right here is all of our shopping and dining. There's a Home Depot over here. The movie theater is over here. There's a Michael's over here. There's some clothing shops. Don't ask me what they are. I don't shop for clothing. But this is a really great area. There's a Walmart over here. I believe that's it right there. Yep, the Walmart Supercenter right over here. This is a really, really developed area. This brings us to the best parks in Cherokee County, in my opinion. This is Heritage Park and Etowah River Park, named because we're, again, right along the Etowah River. But these parks absolutely have everything. There are playgrounds. There are absolutely massive, beautiful green spaces. All of these green lines that you're seeing, this is all the paved walkways. So there's a circle here, there's a circle here. You can come in and out of this. This is also paved and shaded. It crosses the Etowah River and connects to Etowah River Park. So I always think about these two parks in conjunction with one another. And if you want to get a good bike ride in or a good walk in, so again, all of these are walking paths. This is connected. You can take this, and then it continues along Etowah River. This is absolutely beautiful over here, past under 575, and then it stops right about here. I believe they have plans to extend this a little bit, but right now there's just a little covered, not going to call it a gazebo, but it's a little covered patio with a bench here, and you just turn around, you can come on back. Great playgrounds and basketball courts over here. They have tons of events and festivals in Etowah River Park. Over in Heritage Park, there's a little fitness court over here. They just put a new playground over here, and there's these dunes. I don't even know what to call them. This is just grassy dunes. It's really cool if you're into biking or anything like that. But I can't say enough about these two parks. They're absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so we talked about the Riverstone Shopping Plaza. And then let's go north and hit the last little bit of this as we go up 575. Bluffs Parkway is right here. There's some new development happening over here. This is the reservoir. And this is actually stocked with fish. You can put boats in here, so it's not necessarily a lake, but that is another great place that you can hang out. Right above the reservoir is the Town Mill neighborhood. That's another really big neighborhood, and they're still developing more land to make that an even bigger neighborhood as well. So we talked about that earlier, just wanted to point that out. So we're just rounding out our tour of Canton. Again, let's draw our circle here and just do a quick review. We have our main roads. We have 20 going east and west. 575, our major interstate road here. Highway 140, or Hickory Flat Highway. Downtown Canton, right in the heart of everything. We have our schools. We have the Creekview School over here. We have Sequoia over here. We have Cherokee High School over here. Major shopping in this area at all of your major exits along 575. If you have any questions, my name's Joel. I'm a local realtor in the area. If you're looking to move now or in the near future, please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. My information is below in the description. You'll see it right here on the screen. I'm always happy just to answer questions or have a conversation. If this was helpful, if you want to see more of this, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you can stay up to date on everything that's going on around Atlanta. I'll see you in the next one.